Hello, fatties.
Hello, fatties.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Will, because I just weighed myself and I'm...
Oh, let me guess.
Go on.
Well, we're doing it in stone.
No, we'll do it in kilos.
Right. So if
We'll do it in stone and I can convert it
I
for
would
you.
say 12.5 stone.
I wish. Add another 4 plus some pounds and you've got the right answer. 16 stone 9.
Hello, fatty.
Which converted into kilos is 106.5 kilos, which is...
Anybody? No dust.
Anybody? No? Dust. It's actually very low, in fact. So you can have as much dust as you like.
So that's 1.5 kilos over my weight category, obviously. So, you know, it obviously means I've got 2 ways of going about this. I've got 2 weeks to lose 1.5 kilos. I can either do what I've done before and water cut. I am fairly comfortable doing that. The only problem with that is I weigh in at midday, and it's the first time I've ever weighed in at midday, so I'm not really comfortable knowing the timings of when to water cut for that. The other option is obviously just to lose 1 kilo in a week, so that's probably the route I'm going to go down. So what better way of starting off a diet than going to get a roast with your cousin? Roast.
Bloody roast.
Bloody roast.
You actually?
Yeah. But to be fair, I have got my biggest session of the week tomorrow, and I'm going to be squatting a new personal best. I did 232.5 kilos on Monday, but this Monday I'm now going to be going for 235 kilos, plus I'm going to be benching 2.5 kilos under my best bench press. So
exciting.
It is exciting, but I need the calories for this session, so I am going to overeat today, and then obviously for the rest of the week, as the training sort of goes down a little bit, that's when I'll be reducing the calories. So I'm trying to just be a little bit tactical with it, really. Mate, I'm out of breath just from walking. This is not a good sign.
There we go, straight at the front.
Thank you, Sarah.
Another carrot. That's right. It's quite hard. We got there, Matt. Talk me through it.
Alright, so we have Yorkshire pudding, crackling,
That is nice.
pork, beef, chicken, roasties and veg. When you're so bad at COD, you get your brother to play for you.
I'm doing it.
He's doing it! Kill them! Do it!
I'm doing it. Dad, we did it. That means win in German. We did it.
So I've already had one roast in today, but I am, like I say, squatting a new max tomorrow, so I think it's only fair I have another roast dinner.
Hi mate.
Okay.
Now that I am officially obese and I've eaten what can only be described as a self-loathing amount of food, I'm going to do a quick mobility session. The idea behind this is quite simply just to keep my hips and my back and my shoulder nice and loose, because as I mentioned in my previous video, I have got a slight, I don't really want to describe it as an injury, it's more of an inflamed shoulder. So it's one of these really annoying things. There's not really much you can do apart from rest it. But a little bit of blood flow, really lightweight, would definitely help with that. So I've got a band, I'll do a little bit of a sort of rotation on it, and do a little bit of hip mobility work as well.
Put your arms up high and toes with your left hand. Point to the right, to the right, to the right. With your right hand, point to the left, to the left, to the left. Put your left foot forward and lunge. Stretch it out, stretch it out. Put your right foot forward and lunge. Stretch it out.
So I've had 2 mammoth meals. I have mobilised, I've stretched, but there's just a few more things I'm going to do to make sure I'm fully recovered for tomorrow. The first of those is have a protein shake. So that is a nice easy 568 calories with 50 grams of protein and about 80 carbs. The next thing I'm going to do is have some supplements. Now, I normally have these most nights anyway, but I haven't been having them for the last few nights. The first is a cod liver oil, so this is meant to be really good for your joints. Obviously, my shoulder is a joint, so this has got glucosamine, that's how you say it. So I'm going to have a double dose of this. I'm going to have two capsules, yeah, 2 capsules of that. 1 capsule of that. No, I will have 2. I will then have 4 of the zinc, magnesium and B6. So zinc and magnesium, or ZMA, which they're sometimes referred to as, they're meant to be sort of a natural testosterone booster, although the evidence for that is pretty slim. But something that it is good for is helping with sleep, or at least undisturbed sleep. I do find when I have these, I do seem to have a deeper sleep, although I do seem to get more vivid dreams, which seems to just be a little bit of a side effect of them. But yeah, again, zinc and magnesium is not just meant to be a natural test booster, it's also meant to be good for muscle recovery, so that's obviously a good thing. Next, I'm going to have a nice, warm, relaxing bath. While I wait for the bath to run, I'll show you my end weight at the end of today, because obviously I started at 106.5 kilos, so let's see where we are now. So actually, not as bad as I thought. So in the day I've put on just over a kilo, but that's obviously to be expected with the amount of food I've eaten. And to be honest, I thought it would be a lot more than that, but I am sort of semi-naked now, whereas before I did weigh myself with my jeans and a t-shirt on. So yeah, I mean, that's absolutely fine. And to be honest, like I said, I want to be a little bit heavier tomorrow for this big squat and bench session, and then that's when I will start dieting, and I'll probably just lose the weight pretty quickly over the course of a week. And the last thing to do is try and get a solid 8 hours sleep. Okay, so just hit my final warm-up, 220 kilos. Felt pretty good. Shoulders not really causing me any trouble. I don't know whether that's just because I've got a lot of adrenaline pumping through me at the moment and I just can't feel it, or whether it is just healed. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely feel it a little bit, but not as bad as it was at the end of last week. So hopefully that means that the recovery stuff I did last night definitely helped. But yeah, we've got 235 on the bar now. Let's get it.
Come on, man. Let's go. Come on. Come on, man. Let's go. Come on. Easy. That look easier than your last set.
Buzzing. Oh, I'm completely shattered now. That session has taken out all of the energy in me, but yeah, so happy with that. I think 235 today actually moved quicker than 232.5 did last week, and that was actually with less of a hype up. And I took my headphones off as well, because normally headphones or music is a big trigger for me, and it creates a big sort of response when I'm actually lifting. So I deliberately took that off because I know that when it comes to the competition I'm not going to be allowed to obviously listen to music. So yeah, that was a big personal best for me, and I genuinely believe if I put 240 on the bar, I think I would have got that as well, just the way that 235 felt and the way it moved. But yeah, obviously going to be saving that big attempt for the competition. So yeah, I'm just so happy really, because I went into the session really worried about my shoulder, really hurting over the last few days. It just goes to show that what I did yesterday, I suppose, with the mobility stuff, making sure I was having a warm bath, stretching it, having enough protein, calories, all of that sort of stuff does make a difference, and I think it did today. So I'm, like I say, so happy with that. Bench as well, I was very nervous about that because I literally couldn't bench 125 kilos at the end of last week, so I was very concerned that on the eccentric part of the bench I was just going to sort of panic and do something stupid, but luckily I managed to control every single rep. I managed to get 147.5 kilos, which actually is a paused bench PB, because I have done 150 kilos, but that wasn't paused to competition standard whatsoever. So I think that is somewhat of a PB as well.
Three, two, one. You're on. Press, come on, up. I got cramp everywhere.
So that is pretty much half of the heavy lifting that I'm going to be doing this week. I've just got a deadlift tomorrow. I've got 255 kilos to do for a single, which is 7.5 kilos under my best. And the way that 250 moved last week, I think that 255 will be absolutely fine, fingers crossed. And then obviously the standard back down volume. Yeah, some people, I was speaking to someone today in the gym, and they were saying that I was doing 5 sets of 3 on my back down sets, and they were saying that's quite a lot of volume seeing as you're competing in 2 weeks time. But for me, I actually find that doing quite a bit of volume is actually helpful. I don't like going from you know, X amount of volume and then suddenly just cutting that just for the sake of sort of recovery. I genuinely think you might as well sort of keep the momentum going, and in a way volume helps you recover anyway. If you were to suddenly cut that, then your central nervous system basically won't be able to adapt very well to that. So, or for me anyway, I find that if I just cut volume and then start doing singles and that's it, then yeah, things just feel heavier. So I like to sort of have weight on my back in the form of volume. So yeah, like I say, tomorrow deadlifts, then that'll be the heavy stuff out the way. Then it is just light stuff at the end of the week, and then next week is tapering week before the competition. So it's come around really quickly, and to be honest with you, at one point I didn't think I was going to be competing, just with injuries and everything. So yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. I need to stay on top of rehab. I'm not getting complacent. I need to make sure that I do all the right things to make sure I do actually step onto the platform. But yeah, I'm buzzing now. I'm excited. It's yeah, now that I've got those sort of that squat out of the way, because I was sort of worrying about that, I can sort of look forward and start getting excited for it. Anyway, this is probably quite a long video now, so I'm going to wrap it up. Just want to say, for all of you that have sort of followed this sort of brief road to 650, I really appreciate all of you guys, all of you that are liking the videos, all sort of 100 of you. I really appreciate it. It just sort of shows that you guys care, I suppose. Yeah, it does mean probably more than you know. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. I hope you'll continue to support the channel after I've competed, because hopefully I would have qualified and been going on to the British Championship. So yeah, we keep going. But yeah, right, I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna sign out the video. Thanks a lot guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, peace.